Dang, I ain't got the thing out. Hold on. Because this sucks. Yeah, no, this ain't my office, by the way. This is my mom's office. Was supposed to be mine, but anyway. Any freaking way. I can just turn my bedroom into an office, even though it's freaking messy right now. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm probably gonna be cursing in this video. I'm sorry, Lord. Actually, I'm sorry, but I gotta let the people know exactly how I feel in the way that I need to let them know, in the way that I can best get it out. But then again, I might not curse out. Okay, so how y'all doing? If you're new, hello. If you're not new, hello again. Man, where do I start? Well, I know I was talking about a lot of random stuff last time. It was related to the jobs that I had in the past. But essentially what has happened since then is every single job that I applied for literally told me either no or I couldn't pretty much they were either no or they lied on the job post. There's one in particular, Banker's Life, literally said that it's remote. We get to the meeting and they straight up say it's not remote and that it's going to be in office and then in field going to people's houses involving having to drive. I can't drive because I have narcolepsy and currently I don't take no medication. And currently I don't have money to get medication. And and I'm not really a medication type of person because at the end of the day, that's man-made drug. It's literally synthesized medicine from nature, a synthesized medicine from nature, and it's a basically an artificial version of what nature already provides because they synthesize it. However, that process goes, right? So I'm like, dang, y'all lied. Okay, what's the point of me being in this office then? Because I didn't even tell them I have narcolepsy. But to me, I'm like, there's literally no point in me being in this office. I can't drive. Y'all lied. Like, there's not even anything else for me to list. Like those two right there is like, yeah, I don't want to work. I not only can't work for this job, I don't want to work for this job. Because why would y'all say remote and it's not remote? You fucking lied. There's nothing about it that's remote. Anyway, I applied for several sales jobs. There was two of which that were perfect for me, but both of them said no, that they found someone else. And on top of that, one of them, one said they found someone else. The other one specifically said that they're going in a different direction. I said, okay, thank you for the opportunity. And then this other one I'm talking about, they went ahead and posted another job opening for another sales position that didn't require any experience. It was literally entry level. So I applied for that the next day after they already told me no for the other position. So this is a different position, right? They already got the other position I was asking for, they got that filled. Which, mind you, the person who told me, apparently, at first she didn't, Nicole doesn't work here, even though I was already told by a guy who's a manager or something there that Nicole does work there. But then, sure enough, the one who emails me is Nicole. So already that's a red flag. Well, no, that's two red flags, because how are you going to tell me Nicole don't work there, but then she does work there? That's two red flags. So, boom. They said, hey, we want to go in a different direction. I said, okay, cool. They post the new job application. I'm like, okay, or a job posting, different position, but doesn't need any experience. I go sign up for that, and I do my usual thing. I called them. I basically had three different numbers. One for HR, one for the 3-digit phone extension that led me to the person who told me Nicole worked there, but the other guy at the desk told me that she didn't, and one for the front desk. I called all three. I think two of them I left two of them, the HR and 3-digit number guy. I left the message on that, and then the desk guy, I told him to leave a note. I basically told him to leave a note for the recruiter, and I went ahead and emailed the same person who emailed me about the other position, who said that they don't need me, who said that they don't need me because they went with a different decision. I emailed her about the completely different position, and she had the nerve to say, again, we went with a different decision. Enter. Please stop calling and emailing us. Okay, fuck you then. I didn't say nothing, but fuck you. I just read it. I closed it. I didn't say nothing back to them. I didn't give a fuck if they posted another thing. Because I didn't like her response. For one, it's like, bitch, I applied for a whole different fucking job there that y'all posted right after the nigga that was calling and emailing y'all, for 2 days straight, basically. It felt like fucking 3 or 5 days, but I think it was 3. I think it was like 3 days, 5 days, but no. The nigga who was just repeatedly calling you at the right times, but you're supposed to be persistent with these sales jobs because they get a lot of applications, and these jobs in general, they get a crap ton of applications. But after the nigga who was calling you and emailing you and was trying to get through because y'all niggas half the time weren't even fucking picking up, now all of a sudden I'm being fucking annoying. And I put their names out there, fucking Fitzmark, right there in the top. Actually, no. Well, I already said their fucking names, and I'm not gonna change that. Fitzmark. I already said the name. You're gonna find the location. Fitzmark, right there in northeastern downtown Indianapolis. I might be shooting myself in the foot saying this, but I didn't like what they did. I didn't like that y'all did that. How you gonna put up application? Boom. Hey Zachary, sorry, we want to go different position. Okay, that's cool. Fine. Boom. Go and do my thing, and then later on that day, or the next day, actually, whatever the case, later on that day or later on the next day, whichever one of the two. Either way, it was later on in the day in general. They post a new job opening. I apply, I do my routine, email, boom, email from her, stop calling and stop emailing. Excuse you, I wasn't the one who posted what is it? I wasn't the one who posted that job opening. Excuse me. I wasn't the one that posted that job opening. Y'all niggas did that. Don't post, you just had a nigga who was calling y'all, and now y'all mad that he's doing that shit again for a whole different position that y'all put up, that y'all clearly need somebody for, but you're not in. But no, they didn't even say they were interested. They said they're gonna go in a different direction. How y'all gonna go in a different direction? Y'all just posted it up. I'm not tripping. Y'all just posted that up, but you're gonna go in a different direction? Okay, I don't want to work for y'all. I don't. Now, if I do get an opportunity, and if things line up to where I could or am looking, I could. No, if things line up to where I could work for y'all, or I am looking for work or whatever have you, then yeah, sure, 100%, I'll work with y'all. But other than that, currently, I don't want to work for y'all. The way y'all handled that was trash. It was terrible. Who knows how y'all work? Who knows how y'all operate at the workspace? So no, I don't want to work for y'all. If things change in the future, though, I'm open for it. Currently, I don't want to fuck with y'all. Well, shoot, I say that, but then again, that might change. But like I said, it's kind of fucked up that y'all over here. And I'm not gonna say the names of any of the other jobs, but like I said, the name slipped out, so it's already out there. I'm not deleting this. I'm not changing this. But let this be a lesson for future me and anyone else watching this. If you're talking mess about somebody or someone, depending on your situation, you might want to leave certain specific names and locations out of what you're explaining if you're gonna video record it and put it out there for the world to see, because then that might be a bad thing for whatever have you. It may or may not be a bad thing for you, but just be careful when you do something like that, right? But yeah, in general, I signed up for several sales jobs. I signed up for a few coffee shop jobs. I signed up for 2-3 hotel jobs as line chef. Not a single one of them wanted me, and I'm just at a point where I'm pissed off. I'm like, how the fuck? I was persistent. I even hit up 2 staffing agencies, employment agencies. Nothing, not even a warehouse job. I only got one thing for a warehouse job, and I didn't work there because it involved me having to go up on railing, which is dangerous for my narcolepsy. Now, granted, I did work at Arbonne, and there was a point where like I did go up on railing, but I wasn't standing up there for several hours having to sort through stuff. I was just basically just going up there just to see stuff, or no, I was going up there to see stuff and to do something, but it involved me having to like be up there the entire time. Because if I was up there the entire time, then I'd be like, okay, I can't do that because I'm narcoleptic. I can doze off, I can fall asleep, I end up falling over and dying, and having to go to the hospital for some shit that could have been prevented. So that one warehouse job, I said no, I can't. And even the lady who was telling me this said, yeah, I wouldn't advise that because you did put on your application that you have narcolepsy, and that wouldn't be good for you. And which, by the way, she hasn't hit me. Let me stop. But no, shout out to her for doing that. But yeah, none of these jobs accept me, and I was working out down here yesterday. My mom wasn't here, so she didn't hear it, but I started fucking yelling. Excuse me. I started yelling. I was like over here doing some sort of push-up or whatever the fuck, and my head was down. Excuse me. And I started yelling. I was like, I'm not gonna yell right now, but I started yelling. I was pissed. I was like, bro, like, cause for a long time, especially since I came back. I'm not even gonna say since college. I'm just basically gonna say ever since when I go through long periods of not having a job, I feel like a fucking burden, and I already felt like a fucking burden by the simple fact that my mom has to drive me everywhere, and the fact that niggas be looking at me like a little fucking kid. And again, I have narcolepsy, sleep disorder, so I can't just fucking drive around. Oh, you're dozing off? Okay, just pull over and take a break. No, nigga, because I'm telling you right now, if I doze off, one, I may end up crashing. That might be it. Even if you doze off once. Two, if I doze off and I don't crash and I'm like, shit, I gotta get off the road, and I try to get off like super fucking fast, as fast as I can, I might end up crashing into somebody or hurting someone. Or three, if I do make it to the side of the road and go to sleep, multitude of things can happen. Cops can tell me to get the fuck out of here. Cops, they might think I'm some homeless nigga, or I fall asleep for too fucking long. Next thing you know, it's been several hours, and wherever I need to go to, that event is fucking over. And if it was like work or whatever where I needed to be at, then I'm screwed, and that's my job, and that's my ass, and then that's me going to find a new job because I fucking fell asleep at the job I was at. So yeah, I can't just fucking drive. Like, narcolepsy is a sleep disorder, and niggas don't take that shit seriously. But nah, man, I'm only talking like this because I'm genuinely pissed. Like, niggas ain't shit. I was just basically talking to myself about something in general, which I'll get to in a second. But that's basically what I've been going through. I'm gonna be applying. I'm not gonna give up though. I'm gonna be applying for more sales jobs. But I'm at the point. I'm literally at the point where I'm over here trying to contact people from my old job, not the last job. Definitely not fucking BJ's or Riley Hospital. None of that. One of my old jobs, I'm trying to contact them so I can get a fucking job, because at least they're like, apparently, literally from one of the supervisors' mouths, they said that I was a really good employee, and I'm pretty sure some of the same supervisors work there. So it's like, okay, I should be able to get it a little bit easier because I worked there before. I already put in an application for that. I'm even considering fucking working at McDonald's, because I'm at the point where, like, yo, I literally need money, and this is why I was talking about me being a burden, because it's like I'm at a point where, like, I can't go out and get myself groceries if I need to. I can't do none of that. I can't call Uber Eats or to give me a ride somewhere. I can't do none of that shit. Literally, I can't do none of that. And honestly, I want to say it's a fucked up situation that I ended up in with, like, me joining Andrew Tate's Hustlers University back in 2022, and fast forward 2026, nothing's fucking happened, and I want to blame it on myself, because I can't fucking blame nobody else. Because it's like, okay, yeah, this and this and this happened, but nigga, you were the common denominator. You could have fixed this, you could have did that, and you didn't. But it's like, if your brain, there's a quicker way to say this. There is a quicker way to say what I'm trying to say, and I don't want to go on a whole fucking rant trying to say it. And then wind up losing my point. Identity shifting. And we're not talking about the one where you look up a video or like shift your identity and it's like a whole hour, 2 hour long video, frequency, that type of stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like actually going and doing the work and changing your identity. I came across some stuff like that a little bit ago and made me realize, okay, maybe that's what I need to do. I need to get my identity. I need to shift my identity. But the guy that I came across, I got in a call with him, and basically it was way too much to work with him. He basically said we could either do the amount. I'm not even gonna say what it was. It was just too much money. But he said we could either do it in a one-time payment or we could split it in half. But it has to be either or. And it was way too much money. I couldn't even pay a little bit. So I told him even though what I told him, like what I told y'all about Hustler University and other stuff outside of work that hasn't worked or that I didn't stick with at all hasn't worked for me. I told him like I basically told him, okay, well I'm gonna just try again. I'm just trying to try again, like with like Hustlers University or with work or something, right? No, I told him I would try again with like what I've been doing that hasn't been working. And he literally said, "Are you sure? Because you just told me that it hasn't been working." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure because I got no other fucking choice." I mean, aside from getting a job that might help me get to this or that, but it's like I don't know what else to fucking do but that's why I'm saying like the only reason why the whole Hustlers University and other stuff that I tried and joined didn't fucking work is because I didn't have the discipline up here to do what I need to do. And this is why I was talking about like the whole I want to blame myself but I don't want to blame myself because the way I am now, that got cemented into my mindset back when I was younger, all grown up all the way to now. I got spoiled when I was young. That definitely didn't help out. Granted, luckily for me, I wasn't ugly, and I never got fat. I got skinny fat, but never fat. And the skinny fat wasn't like, oh, I'm skinny, but I have like a big gut. It was never that big. I say the only time I really got that big when I was a little kid, but then I was still skinny fat at that point. But I was never actually fat. Like I was never actually fat in general, really. But no, I was spoiled as a kid, and that played in that in whether you had and I didn't have a father on top of that. I had a stepfather, but he wasn't nothing, and that's a whole different story. But whether you have a father or not, disciplining your children is key, and making sure there's core values that your kids have or that you keep with your kids is key. Hold on real quick. Okay. Yeah, all of that is key, so that way they don't end up basically, I'm not even going to say it because that'll just be tearing myself down. Y'all can probably get what I was trying to say based off of all of what I've been saying. But those core values are key. You don't want to end up in a situation where literally you're trying to make money on your own and you can't because you mentally can't even force yourself to sit down and read something or do something like. And I tried multiple times, like, okay, I dropped the ball, let me get back on. So I would basically have to restart the entire lesson. Oh, I dropped the ball, let me get back on. Restart the entire lesson. I got to the point where, like, because when you do something enough times, you say you're gonna do something and then you don't do it, your brain registers and it's like, okay, I don't trust. Okay, he can't trust himself. He basically keeps lying to himself. So let's just make it to where every time he says he's gonna do something, just make it to where he doesn't do it. Because we know he's not going to do it. So I basically got to the point where I just stopped doing Hustlers University, and I tried to go back to it again. I even went in the chat room and I let them know my whole story. Like, hey, I tried it back in 2022. Things didn't work out. I understand. It's like, what do you mean things didn't work out? That was so many years ago. How have you not gotten to where you need to get to? But I get to a point now where it's like, if I want to make it in sales, it has to be in person. I can't do it on my own. I can't do remote just yet because I tried remote. I technically am still part of a remote job, but I haven't gotten any money for them because I haven't done anything. And when I did try to do something, I did it for like literally just one night, and then I went back, and then I tried to do it the next day. I still got nothing, and then I already had an issue with like the supervisor as well, because he sent me links, and I screenshotted the links from the Zoom chat, copy and pasted it, didn't work. I emailed him, and I said, hey, the links didn't work. Can you send me the thing? He sent me a new link, different letters, different numbers. Those didn't work. So then we ended up on a Zoom call, like me and another guy, who was also wanted to be an employee. And I told him, like, hey, are you sure these Zoom links work? Because this is the link that you put in the chat, same numbers and everything, and it doesn't work. And then I said, oh, the other one that you said is completely different. That was completely different letters, and those don't work either. And he's like, oh no, it's the same numbers, the same link. It's like, it's literally not. I'm looking at them right now. He's saying it's the same one. He's like, you can't screenshot it and copy it and then do it. Like, no, that, like, what he was saying didn't make any fucking sense. So I haven't done anything with them, not because of that situation, although that's already a problem. I just got with the job. I haven't even done anything yet, and already that guy's a fucking problem. Yeah, I can't really do remote work just yet until I get to a point where I can do this sales stuff by myself and not have to. Ooh, let me not. I was about to scratch my ball. I already just said it. I was about to scratch my balls. That's another thing. Side note. Just like how your titties get a little itch, and your titties are like, you move your bra because it gets uncomfortable. You do all that stuff, or you fix your panties. Of course, you don't do that, but you fix your panties or whatever. And if you do, adjust it like right down there in that area, you probably like go off to the bathroom or like wherever the fuck, and then fix it. Well, guys, we have a similar thing. Our balls. Sometimes our balls and our dick be. Sometimes our private area sits in a way that is uncomfortable, so we gotta adjust shit. And then sometimes it naturally gets itchy. Not itchy as in there's a rash, or itchy as in, oh, he has some sort of disease going on down there. No, just like I literally just took a shower, groomed myself and everything right now, so everything's clean. But there's nothing wrong. And this is another video that's gonna go up. I'm gonna fucking cringe to this in a few years. I'm gonna be like, why the fuck did I put that in the video? Back to the topic. Oh my gosh, man. Let me just get to that one. Basically, I can't do the shit. I can't do sales on my own. I have to do it in person. Basically, I have to do inside sales. It can't be in field like the last job I just had, where they fired me basically after 1 week. Because I didn't make enough numbers, but that was my first time doing a sales job. What do you expect? And I don't really talk to niggas outside of a home. On top of that, coming from a background where I was verbally abused and bullied and all that other shit, and I haven't really worked on healing from that. So going into a sales job where I have to talk to people 24/7, yeah, I'm not gonna be that good at getting what I want out of people just yet. But no, I just need to get with a sales job. It's inside sales. Cold calling will be good. Inside sales, cold calling maybe, or whatever sort of inside sales that doesn't involve me having to go in field or whatever. And just a lot of training, just a lot of hands-on training, on the job training. That's what I need. And I know there's some out here that there has to be. It can't be just those two places that I found that ended up turning me down. There has to be more. So that's why I'm like, okay, it makes no sense for me to just go for a McDonald's or a warehouse job, but you got 17-year-olds making money off crypto, and I have to lower the bar just so I can make some money. No, the next best, if I can't do what they're doing because I have, I'll say it like this, right? I'm into martial arts. Let's say 2023, yeah, 2022, towards the end of 2022 and 2023, I started training for kickboxing essentially. And then I ended up learning how to kick better, even though I already basically knew how to throw kicks and punch and all that stuff. And I ended up telling my coach about that and all that stuff, yada yada. But even though I already knew all that, I ended up learning not necessarily how to put it together because I already knew a basic combo, but I ended up learning how to actually how to just fight like a kickboxer or a UFC, that type of stuff, right? So then when I stopped training with them, I still knew what to do. I still knew how to keep myself in shape. I still knew the little things like it got to the point where every time I go to the gym, I'd be on the tarmac. I do my martial arts thing. I got the Eskrima stick. I got a rattan stick that they use for Eskrima and all that stuff. But the other one broke, so I literally just got one. So I'm basically good with single stick. I got a Eskrima stick. I'm on the tarmac. I'm over here doing capoeira. I'm over here doing all types of stuff. All because I went to someone who showed me the ropes long enough to where I can do it on my own. That's what I'm saying. I need to go somewhere where they can show me how to do sales, and they need to hammer that shit in my head. they need to hammer that in my head long enough so that when I do go and do it remote, I don't have to worry about, I'm lacking behind, not enough discipline. If I get training, I'm gonna get to the point where I wouldn't even need discipline. I'll just do it because I want to. That's what I'm trying to convey, if any of y'all were confused. I initially came down here to work out, but I was just so pissed off. I was like, nah, I need to make this into a video. So I'm gonna tell you what I was pissed off about. I go to this church, and if they see this clip, I don't fucking care. Y'all, I've been with y'all niggas for 3 fucking years. Close to 3 years. It's about to be 3 years. That come this February. Y'all do better. And I may or may not name drop them, but they know who they are. But essentially, I go to this church, and they always have church events or church related events, and they always the young adults, essentially, they always hang out with each other. It's an Asian church, I'll say that much. I'm not going to say exactly who they are, but it is an Asian church, essentially. And Southeast Asian, essentially, right? And they always have these events, it's cool. But then they always, they hang out with each other, outside of church events. They go to a restaurant, or they'll go to this country with each other. They do that. They'll have like a weekend getaway, or just stuff like that. Like they'll hang out, they'll bond, they'll make friendships, long-lasting friendships. And a lot of these people, they did grow up with each other, so I get that. But it's like, for me though, and it's weird because this specifically has been happening to me a little bit before I came to Indiana, but it's been happening to me ever since I got into Indiana, like a lot. But essentially, they'll ask me to come to these events, right? They'll ask me to come, we're having this event, we're having that event. Hey, come with us to this state. We're having this church related event that's related to missions work and all that stuff. And then and come over here to this state that's related state and do stuff that's related to missions work, only to end up not being able to go to the country that you're going to because it wound up being too much. And on top of that, there's a random fee that you have to pay that we didn't tell you about in the beginning, or we did, but we only said it one time. But yeah, they'll ask me to do all this stuff for them, right? If they want something, they'll only ask me to hang out with them or be around them if they want something, right? But then when it comes to basically just me, like being familiar with them, like befriending them, nothing. Crickets. I don't hear nam. I'm trying to. there's a way to say, I wasn't trying to say damn. There's a phrase that black people normally say, and I was trying to say it, and it wasn't coming out right, so I was just stuttering, basically. But when it comes to just hanging out outside of church-related events, I don't hear nothing. Absolute crickets. If I want to do anything with them, I have to reach out. And this is what I was mad about, because they're having fellowship right now as we speak, right? It just snowed a little bit, so now there's extra ice on the ground, right? So, and I said, I'm narcoleptic, I don't drive. My mom would have to drive me to there and back. So that's more than 20, that's gonna be way more than 20 minutes for her to drive. Mind you, we're already having some car troubles already. So yeah, she asked me, hey, Zachary, can you ask if one of the people can drive you back home? Because we're already having car troubles and she don't want to get stuck out there in the ice. Reasonably so, because there's more than likely ice out there right now. So I give them the message way in advance. All right, way enough in advance. They had like a few other events, but all I asked them was, hey, does anyone live near such and such? I just need somebody to bring me back home. Not, hey, can someone bring me there? I just need someone to bring me back home. Nothing. Mind you, these aren't the only people that I have to deal with this type of situation with, where I have to reach out in order to do something with them. But I'll get rejected or whatever. They'll say no, but they'll only contact me when they want something from me, right? Right? Okay. Hey guys, can any of y'all take me back home? Yeah, hey guys, can any of y'all take me back home? I didn't say anything extra. It was literally just 2 short sentences. Not a single word. Before we even got to 6:30, I was like, you know what? Forget it. Because how are y'all gonna ask me to do all of this stuff? Like, you're asking me to give, but you can't give nothing to me. You want me to be a part of your church and be cool with your people and all this stuff. Cool, yeah. But y'all ain't doing nothing with me though. Y'all want me to give, but law of equivalent exchange. Whether whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say I'm being right now, if you're watching this on a clip or whatever, at the end of the day, you're wanting me to give, and you're not giving me anything. I said law equivalent. I said law of, oh my gosh. I said law of equivalent exchange. Basically what it is, if you watch Full Metal Alchemist, then you know what I'm talking about. But essentially, it's just you give something and then you get something back. If I want this, I have to give something to get something in return. If they want that, they have to give something to get something in return. Y'all want me to give, and y'all don't want to give me nothing. You want me to come to all your events, do all this shit, but never call me to hang out. Oh, YG hang out. I already said it, so y'all might know what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh, YG hang out. But I don't hear, hey, Zachary, what you doing today? Oh, no, well, okay, that's cool. Hey, look, we're about to have this weekend getaway. It's not going to be far. It's literally going to be, we'll just make up a number. 30 minutes away. You want to come with us? Okay, cool. Yeah. We'll pick you up and everything. Just make sure you have yourself ready, all right? All right, no doubt. All right, see you later. None of that. We have a tent night. That's the only thing closest to that, but that's still church related because that's the thing that they announce within the church. Which, side note, there's another person. I don't have any animosity towards this female. She's from the church too. I need water. I'm gonna pause this. I need water. Dang, it's been like 30 minutes. I want to end this too. The more I do these videos and look and watch them, the more I'll get good at not taking too dang long. But anyway. Up and down the stairs, gotta catch my breath. More cardio is needed. And like I said, I'm not fat. Genuinely, I'm not fat. It's just I haven't been doing the gym for a while now. Like, look, y'all. Like I said, they want me to give, but I get nothing in return. But, and I mentioned Tent Night, right? They had, there was this girl there, the second Tent Night I went to. First Tent Night was back in 2023. Second Tent Night was, that I went to was 2024. There's a girl there. She's okay. So as far as looks, like she's not ugly. She's not ugly. She's good. She's pretty. But she found me attractive, and she always give me googly eyes and all this stuff, right? And I got a bunch of that when I first, with like literally the base. Yeah, I got a bunch of that. The entire first year of me being there started to wane down by 2024, 2025, here and there, but none of that matters no more now, right? I'm saying this because y'all want me to attend your events, and your females over here looking at me. And this isn't egotistical talk, by the way. For any of y'all who go to the church that I'm talking about, and for any of y'all who goes to the church that I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When I first got there, a lot of y'all females were looking at me. Y'all were attracted to me. Y'all were giving me a little bit of play. By play, I mean y'all were basically giving, well, by play, I mean, by play, I mean you were just basically talking to me, giving me a chance to spit game, to talk to y'all, to say, hey, do you want to go out? You were giving me a chance to do that, to just talk to y'all, essentially. Well, no, not essentially. More so, yeah, y'all were just giving me a chance to basically ask y'all out on a date. If we're just gonna boil it down to what it basically is, by me saying play, that just means forget it. I already said it. I'm over explaining it to where I'm confusing myself, but to where y'all don't even understand what I'm saying now. Essentially, y'all gave me a chance to spit some game at you. Figure it out how you may. But anyway, y'all will give me all this attention, right? Y'all gonna come to all these events. But then when it comes to truly connecting with me, truly becoming a friend, because I'm in your people's community, right? But y'all want me to do all this stuff. I'm in your community. Especially y'all leaders who might be looking at this too. The church leaders, whoever. Oh man, I hate stopping. Give me a second, bro. I hate when I stop, bro. Like even in the middle of it, like I didn't even go off on a tangent. I'm literally just talking and I'm just stopping. That's what I'm saying. The more I do this, the more I'm gonna get better at it. But y'all doing all that, but y'all won't connect with me as like, oh, let's like really make him a part of this group. Let's like actually treat him like one of us. If we're about to do something, like let's invite him. Like let's not have him feel like an outsider the entire time. Which is why those like 2 months I wasn't going to the church. That was really me not wanting to go at all. I was really just about to stop going. But there was a few people who I met who said, no, you should go back. They don't even go for them, just go for God. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Can't go to Eastern Star Church because they're too far away. And the second time I went there, things worked out, at least when I was working at BJ's, things worked out to where I couldn't even go be on the choir no more. Couldn't be on the choir team. I literally had to tell them, like, hey, look, I can't even go. Hey, look, things are working out to where I can't even go to choir. So I basically stopped going. There was basically no reason for me to go to that church anyway, and it was too far. And their young adult ministry or whatever, I didn't even go to that. I didn't care to go to that. But yeah, you guys, basically how Godfrey said, essentially, and no, he's the comedian Godfrey. He's black guy, well, actual African American, but essentially he said Asians and pretty much a lot of other people of other nationalities, they'll do business with, if you're not doing business with them, if you're not getting to, and I'm paraphrasing what he's saying, if you're not doing business with them, if you're not in any sort of romantic relationship with them, if it's anything but actual connection or friendship, you're not getting anything out of them. They don't want nothing to do with you. which isn't the case with all people of different nationalities, whether they're born and raised here or born and raised somewhere else and then come here or wherever. That's not always the case. There's plenty of people, and I'm avoiding it, but he was also specifically talking about Asian people as well, and specifically East Asian and Southeast Asian. A lot of them, they really don't give a fuck. They really don't. They really don't care about you. If it's not relationship, if it's not sexual, or no, if it's not business, if it's not sexual, they don't want nothing. If it's not business, financial, sexual, they don't want nothing. That's pretty much what he said. And it's like, dang, you guys are proving him right. And like I said, it's not all y'all that are like that. Like in general, like the whole world, I'm saying, like all the Asians in the world. And we're not just talking about Asian people, because like I just said, I had this happen to me ever since I moved to Indiana. So it wasn't just Asian people I dealt with. There's people in my community who treated me like this. If they are seeing this video, that you know who I'm talking about, and I know y'all still don't care. I know y'all still don't care, and I know some of y'all, not some, and I know majority of y'all already moved the fuck on. Well, hey, look, not everyone has found a way to move on from whatever happened to them in the past. Yet. Not yet, but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't just these people that I'm dealing with right now. It's been happening a lot with a lot of people in Indiana, and people outside of Indiana, really, to be honest with you. It's been happening to me a lot. All through my 20s. All through my teens. And then basically when I was in Connecticut, when I was in Maryland, and when I was in New York the first 5 years of my life. Basically what I'm saying is, most everywhere I went, unless I wasn't giving them something, or not all the time, every now and then they would invite me to stuff, but I'll say it like this, unless they didn't, I'm getting confused on how to say it. Just say it. Unless they did rock with me and did want me, unless they did rock with me for that moment and actually did want me to come over, then okay, let's hit up Zachary, invite him, whatever the heck. If they didn't rock with me, majority of pretty much most of my life, no one really rocked me all that much, so I didn't hear anything from nobody. I'll never forget it. 12 years old, I called people to say, hey, I called the people who said they were gonna go to my birthday party. Every single one of them canceled on me the same day on my birthday. So it was just me and my mom, like it's always been since I got here. Me and my mom, and the few times with my ex-stepdad, who he ain't nothing, basically. They ain't nothing much to say about him, really. But nah, man, I was going to say, this is some bullshit. This is some straight up sick bullshit. Because it's not even them. It's my family members who be doing that shit too. I ain't even going to hold you. And I know I'll be trying to hold back my curse words, so it's hindering how I can even speak sometimes, but I'm not trying to be someone who's like cursing up see right there, I was just about to curse again. But I'm not trying to be someone who's like cursing up a storm and everything, and it's like curse words, they're called curse words for a reason. Like, curses, like I put a curse on you. They call curse words for a reason. I say the only ones who don't treat me like this is the people that I do that if I train with. But even then, it's like, if I don't call them, then we're not really gonna do much anything unless they bring it up. And they do go out of their way to like, hey, Zach, you want to do this, you want to do that. But that's like when I'm really like around them a lot. Like, let's say like back in like 2020, of course, 2023, 2024. I would hang out with them sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. But no, they would go out there. They would genuinely go out of their way to invite me to places. They wouldn't do it a lot, but they would do it enough for me to be like, okay, they're alright. They're all right. They're doing more than what previous people have done. I'll say that much. But it's just so dumb how these people at this church, they want me to have a food, and they always ask me, oh, you're gonna be with a chin girl. See, this is what I'm talking about. you already messed up, because now whoever sees this, I'm like, what does that mean that he just said? Oh, these people. Now you're gonna know. But yeah, are you gonna be with any of the girls or whatever at the church? And it's like, ugh. And they were asking me this hard when the first 2 years of me going to this church. Evidently, it wasn't supposed to happen, because my stuff was not together then, and it was about to be together. Now it was about to be together, but now it's not together. And now I'm in a situation where I'm like, okay, I have to lock in, which I've been trying to fucking lock in. Trying and doing is two different things. And no, I have not been locking in. But it's not even. But that's not even what I'm trying to say here. Now I'm in a situation where me not getting a job is affecting everything. So I really can't do anything until I get a proper job, because I got a new plan. I got something else that I want to do that'll help me achieve the goal that I'm trying to achieve, so that I can have the freedom in the life that I want to have. It's just, all this stuff is so difficult, man. It's really difficult for absolutely no reason, bro. Evidently for a reason. I keep saying no reason. We all say, oh, this is happening for no reason, but when it comes to God, everything happens for a reason. Even if it's the most vile things ever. So like it all serves a purpose at some point. But that doesn't mean that it's not gonna piss me off, because it's actually stupid. Because I already said all I need to say, but I'm gonna just say it again. Like, how are you gonna if niggas are always hiring, then why the fuck am I not hired? You know, people are not joking when they say, like, it's hard to get a job out here, because it genuinely is. How do I apply for a freaking coffee shop as a barista? 3 different ones, mind you, or 2 different ones, and I didn't get accepted at any of them. I got a reply yesterday, and they said, "Oh yeah, where we went in a different direction." I'm like, bruh, I literally have 13 years of experience, and most of it is in culinary. What more do you need, bruh? And like, I know I like, in the interview, I told him, like, oh yeah, I would really like to get down this skill. So they're thinking, oh, he's just looking here just to check off a box for himself. And it's like, no, man, I'm here for money. I didn't say that, but I'm here for money. But it's like, come on, man, like, I work well with people as long as people aren't fucking assholes. Generally, that's it. As long as you're not a fucking dickhead, then we can work together really well. Look, man, I'll say this. Like, the only place that I really didn't have a hard time with working, I technically did have a hard time working, was Indiana University Health. I definitely did have a hard time working with them. But then once all the people left that I didn't like, it was completely fine. But that was literally 2020 and 2021 where that was happening. And then, because that was around that time. So it got to a point where I ended up having to leave because I didn't take the shot. That was the only thing that stopped me from staying at that job. If I stayed at the job, I would have been getting paid like almost $30 by now. I would have probably already left the job at this point, but I would have been getting paid way more back then, because my last pay raise was or not the last pay raise I had me at $18.36. I never forget it. So And to this day, not even to this day, but ever so rarely, or not even that, but like but I'll be I got the weight on my foot right now. But nah, there'll be times in the past where I'll be like, dang, if I stayed there, I would my check would have been fat. I would have had a fat check. Like I really would have had a lot of money, and I really would have had a lot of money saved up in my account from it. But no, because I need to take a shot. Like, oh come on. And now look, now people out here walking around, no mask on, no shot, out here doing whatever, you know. Now it doesn't even matter. All that for nothing. Literally all that for nothing. And there's people who either didn't or did take the shot or whatever, or let me not even say didn't. There's people who did take the shot and still think it matters, yet they ain't wearing a mask. You know what I'm saying? And even though that this video is not about that, this video is just about the stressful things that I've been going through since the last video. But yeah, man, I want to sit here and keep talking, but I'm going to just end the video right here before it becomes too long. It's already too long anyway, but yeah. I ain't even going to hold back. These past 2 weeks have been just a bunch of bullshit. It's really been a bunch of fucking bullshit. And the shit that I'm dealing with at this fucking church, that I don't have a problem going to church. I know I said I like the vibes. Vibes. I'm not even going to mention what I just kind of referenced right there. That will date the heck out of this video, but I mean, I might already did that either way by saying all the other stuff I said. But anyway, it just pissed me off. How you gonna have someone come to a place with whole different people, whole different culture, but basically just have him be an outsider. You're just tolerating him, but you're not accepting him, and it's like, dang, bro, what's the point of me being here and going to all these youth events and this and that if y'all can't even bond with me for real? Like, it ain't like, nah. I don't know. The thing that's popping up in my head is like outgrowing the church, and I don't think it's a situation of outgrowing the church. I think it's just the people here is whack. They're just fucking whack. You invite someone, you tell them to come to the events, but then when it's time to actually bond with them like an actual person, like become friends with them, and like go and like do the same stuff that you do with other people, do the same stuff with him outside of the church, just like how you do with other people. When it comes to that, all of a sudden, nothing. It's absolutely nothing. When he texts you about something that's important, nothing, zero, right? But you want him to come to all your events, right? Yeah, that's crazy. And I learned this the hard way from the last guy I used to be friends with. I'm not putting myself out there for nobody, and I basically learned it the hard way multiple times again. Yeah, I'm not putting myself out there for none of y'all niggas. The only person I'm doing that for is my mom and God. That's it. My mom and God and me, of course. And not in that order. It's God, me. Oh no, God, my mom, and me. Then again, I always have to put myself first, because there's times when you can't put your parents in front of you. You can't put your parents first. You gotta respect them. I have trouble with that. That's a different story. But you gotta respect them, but you can't put them first all the time, because it's still your life. Under God, of course, but it's still your life, not theirs. I'm gonna end this video for you. Alright. I'm pissed off. I'm about to go eat. Y'all have a nice day, afternoon, night. Drink your water, read the Bible. I'll see y'all later. Peace.